Hey guys, so I went to this huge beauty fair in Japan and I ended up buying a genetic test kit for the very first time. It was 10,000 yen and I thought, why not film it and share my whole experience with you? Let's see how it goes. So there was some precautions that I needed to take before taking this test. 30 minutes before this test, you have to rinse your mouth very well. Within that 30 minutes, you cannot eat, drink, smoke, or brush your teeth with toothpaste. You also cannot have any lip balms or lipsticks or anything that can interfere and get into your saliva. There's some construction work happening near my apartment, so there's a lot of noise. Alright, look at this. Spit it at saliva container and put it all in.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.
Okay, this is the lid. So apparently I have to do some face massage to have more saliva in my mouth and then spit it into this bottle until this black line, and then put this thing later. Okay, I'm gonna look so stupid, but do this for 20 times. Can you see? Like there's some bubbles and they said not have bubbles, so I think I need to put more. I think this is enough. There are some bubbles, but I think as long as the liquid passes the black line, I think it's okay. Let's go. It is ready, and I just have to put this here. It wasn't as complicated as I thought. After following the steps, all I had to do was mail my saliva sample to the lab. This is how my table looks like right now. I'm ready to check my results. Let's start from ancestry. Now loading. My dad is calling. Wait, let me talk to my dad. 왜 나와? Ini kada Yakupa Mongol. Buraya. Zoho. Zoho. Bezoho. Bezoho. Boring. I want it to be like a mix of something. But nah, I'm just a basic ass Mongolian bitch. Huh? You know. I know? Ohotsuku I know? Манай age I know гаралтай гинөө? What does it mean? Bechare. Ohotsuku culture is a culture that spread from Sakhalin to the coast of the Sea of Ohotsk in Hokkaido around 5th century, and its main occupations were sea animal hunting and fishing. There is a debate among researchers about whether they are the direct ancestors of the Ainu people, but recent studies suggest that they are also genetically close. The ancestors Okhotsk Ainu who originated in northern Eurasia. The subgroup N9b is almost only seen in Japanese people, and it's a group often seen in the Jomon people who lived in Hokkaido and Tohoku and early Ainu people. In addition to the subgroup, Y is a subtype that is often found in ethnic minorities and Ainu peoples around the Sea of Okhotsk. I don't know what this means. Some kind of group. I'm in. N9. Boom, 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 boom. Am I Japanese? Japanese. In Japan, heart surgeon #1. What? My dad. Now it's going to my dad. The method of analyzing Y chromosome DNA is used as a way to trace the paternal ancestors, but in the case of women, they do not have the Y chromosome, so the content of paternal lineage cannot be displayed. However, if a male relative such as father or brother has been tested for Chat Gene Pro and can share ancestral information of the paternal lineage, you can indirectly know the paternal ancestor by using the analysis result of male relatives as your own results. Now I only know my ancestors of my mom. So my mom is actually from Alkhnut clan in Mongolia. So Alkhnut is believed to be the clan of Genghis Khan's mother, Oleg. So I don't know if we're actually like ancestors of Oleg, but my mom's side is Alkhnut.
I tried to figure out why my DNA says I'm 100% Mongolian even though my mom's side is linked to the Ainu, and this is the answer I got from ChatGPT. The reason it still shows 100% Mongolian is because the test looks at my overall DNA mix from recent generations, and most of my ancestry matches closest with Mongolian groups, so the smaller Ainu trace gets absorbed into that category.
So I'm 1.59% Neanderthal. Neanderthals are ancient humans who existed from about 400,000 to 40,000 years ago. They lived mainly in parts of Europe and Asia and coexisted with modern humans, Homo sapiens, for a period of time. This is quite interesting because I'm currently reading a book called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. And the book mentions about Neanderthals and how they became extinct. Just like a theory is how they became extinct. I got 0.81% Denisovan gene. The Denisovans are an ancient human being who are believed to have branched from Neanderthals about 450,000 years ago. DNA analysis of finger bones and molars found in Denisova cave in Siberia recognized as a new species of human. Interestingly, it has been revealed that some of the DNA of the Denisova people remain in the genes of modern Melanesians and Australians. So ancestry part is finished. Mongol garalta. Oh, ho. Now I'm gonna go into the diet section. 食べたいのにすぐお腹いっぱいタイプ。本当だ。これ合ってる。Genetically, you have a high desire for food, but you tend to get full quickly, so you don't eat too much. That is true. That is very true. Be careful with lipids. You may be eating fat-rich food without knowing it. Genetically, it seems that you tend to have a higher intake of lipids. Lipids are an important source of energy for our body, but if we consume too much, the lipids that couldn't be consumed will accumulate in the body. When you're really hungry, try to eat foods high in protein, not to eat lots of food high in fat. Genetically, you tend to have a high weight loss effect through exercise. So the harder you exercise, the more you will lose weight. They even gave me like the diet plan. So it's basically saying I don't eat too much, but when I eat food high in fat, like fatty food. So it recommends top 3 vitamins it recommends for me is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is contained in clams, oysters, mackerel, seafood. I need to eat more seafood. Also B6 is recommended. Vitamin B, I need more vitamin B. It's moving on to minerals. Oh my god. Amino acid. The recommended amino acids I should take are alanine. Alanine is an amino acid that used to produce energy glucose in the liver. It also has the effect of improving liver function, improving hangovers, and increasing endurance. Shijimi, dried shrimp, and chicken. Chicken contains a lot of alanine. Basically, I need to eat more seafood and chicken. Not very Mongolian of me. What is Big Five? This service analyzes Big Five personality traits: openness, honesty, extroverts, cooperation, neurotic tendencies, from both genetic analysis and questionnaire results. It's like the MBTI. Last time I checked, it was ENFP. Comprehensive analysis results. I'm 61% extrovert, 97% open. It's a personality trait that shows a tendency to be curious, imaginative, artistic, and challenging new things. Are you open-minded? Yes, I am. I'm very open-minded. In fact, I'm 97% open-minded, 52% cooperative, 98% honest. Neurotic tendency, almost like 50-50 for me. I'm 51% sensitive. Okay, so the first one comes from a genetic test result. Like my genetics tells me if I'm extrovert or not. How do you even, like, your genetic DNA shows if you're honest or not. This is the result from my questionnaire that I just did, and then it just says like I'm 100% extrovert, 80% extrovert, and all that, you know. My genetics says I'm 97% open, while my test result, like the one questionnaire, says 80%. So it's wow. And the questionnaire, like for my sensibility, it's like 50-50 exactly. So based on my genetic test and the questionnaire, this is the middle. It's likely that you are imaginative, creative, and sensitive to beauty. Also, it says because you don't trust others very much, you may be misunderstood as an unfriendly and cold person. Sometimes you prioritize your own interests over the feelings of others, so you may be considered competitive and aggressive. When a problem occurs, they tend to be a self-righteous solution rather than discussion. You may be evaluated for leadership. Skin. Okay, moving on to skin. Pigmentation level is middle. The risk of pigmentation is moderate. Pigmentation is a condition in which the production and excretion of melanin pigment are unbalanced. Freckles, low. No freckles. Kusumi. Nikibi, acne level tends to be high. That is true. I struggled with acne my whole life, and I've done a lot of things to get rid of my acne. Right now it's not as bad. Right now my skin is in a good condition, but genetically there is a tendency to get acne easily. Moving on to the last part, sports. About 66% of motor skills are determined by genetic factors. Of the 4 sports types, the one with the highest degree of suitability for you is the power-based sports type that requires great power in an instant. For example, the battle rope is one of the most effective training methods for training upper arms, shoulder blades, and back, and great muscles and thighs. I know that I'm not meant for like speed related sports like running. Like I do not like running. And it's giving me like the names of sports that are gonna be suitable for me. And it's like weightlifting, throwing, American football, ice hockey, bouldering, archery. Archery I can do. Judo, wrestling, karate, taekwondo. Can you imagine me? I don't like doing sports. Showing me like this Chad Jean Pro really wants me to do some weightlifting. And I'm such a baby. I can't. On the other hand, you genetically tend to have low muscle development ability. Therefore, it may be difficult to feel the effect of training right away. As a measure to increase the effectiveness of training, it's important to build up the foundation, train in the right form, and continue doing it patiently. In your diet, actively consume proteins such as meat, fish, and soybeans, which are low in fat. Okay, so this is it.
In fact, it wasn't finished. After I wrapped up my recording, I realized I had completely missed one of the most important parts of the test. It actually showed my potential genetic risks for certain diseases and disorders. So let me take you back and show you that page properly. Here you can see the list of diseases and health conditions along with my level of risk. Yellow means high risk, green is medium, and white is low. Honestly, most of these names I couldn't even pronounce, and there were about 100 on the list. I didn't want to go through them one by one, but my mom, who's a medical doctor and immune researcher, knew all of them instantly. From this test, I realized our family should really be careful about heart-related diseases, and even pointed out to one specific condition we now know we should get tested for just in case. The craziest part, I had no idea things like gambling addiction or drug use could even have genetic tendencies. So this test turned out to be super eye-opening.
Some of the results are very helpful. Some of them are kind of a common knowledge, like, eat well, exercise and all that. But it's interesting to see all this information in front of my eyes and have this specific, recommendations tailored to my genetics and personality. Excited to share the information with my mom about her ancestors. Thank you for being with me today to go through my whole DNA test or who I am. I hope this was interesting for you as much as it was interesting for me. Yeah, and I'm excited to see you with my next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.